What's up guys, and thank you for joining us once again as we go through another week of indie games hitting your consoles. Again, it's quite a big week, so without hanging around, we're going to dive straight into the games. Armored Warfare is a free-to-play combat game coming to the PS4 this week. Sitting in a very similar vein to hit game World of Tanks, Armored Warfare puts you in the seat of a tank and challenges you to come out on top. The game offers co-op PvE and competitive PvP play over a large selection of maps. With Armored Warfare being a free-to-play game, there's little reason to not try the game out when it hits PS4 on the 6th of February.
A legendary treasure. On a faraway island, a mix of exotic treasure hunters.
Marooners is a throwback to the adorable and hilarious party games of old that the whole family can enjoy. With a ton of party games to dive into and over 60 weapons to unlock, there is a lot of fun to be had. A unique feature for Marooners is that death does not mean the end. Upon death, you respawn as a ghost, with the ability to really piss off your fellow competitors. With both local and online multiplayer available, you can challenge your friends from the 6th of February when Marooners releases on PS4 and Xbox One. Set in the stunning pixelated world of Salt, Dandara is a slick, fast-paced Metroidvania that mixes tactical combat with unhinged movement. This complete freedom of movement the game provides looks to make for some pretty challenging encounters, whether that's against mystical creatures or a huge variety of environmental puzzles. With the almost unique element to its movement, stunning pixel art and no doubt challenging gameplay, Dandara looks to be a worthy recommendation among this week's indie game releases. Dandara is coming to the PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch on the 6th of February.
Let's kick some claw!
Battle ready!
Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition has no shame in hiding its classic-inspired roots, drawing inspiration from classic titles like Metal Slug. Playing as one of the Mercenary Kings, the most skilled outfit of the Mercs for Hire, you're sent to avenge the death of your fallen comrades, which involves going toe-to-toe with the evil corporation Claw. The Reloaded Edition doesn't only see the game make its debut on the Nintendo Switch, but also get a bunch of new content, including 2 new playable characters, new missions, and a mecha arsenal. Mercenary Kings Reloaded Edition is coming to PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch on the 6th of February.
Tango Yango here!
Mercenary teams!
Tell me what happened from your point of view. We were flying to close a black hole. It sucked us in. We crashed and, well, you know the rest.
Black Hole is a hilarious sci-fi game with a meaty 15 hours of story to play through. Your ship is sucked through a black hole and crashes onto Entity, an unidentified object resembling a planet. The first person to wake from this crash is the beloved Coffee Boy, and this is where you come in, controlling the naive coffee guy, and with the help of the ship's sarcastic AI, you'll need to traverse the foreign environments, solving a host of puzzles, all in the hope to repair the ship and finally return home. Black Hole Complete Edition is releasing on PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 6th of February. Samsara is an adorable puzzle game that follows the story of young Z, a boy who is now lost in a mysterious and slightly dark universe. While playing in the park, Z decides to follow a squirrel. Unknown to him, this squirrel leads him straight into a dimension-shifting portal. Using a variety of blocks and puzzle-solving mechanics, you'll need to help Z traverse through the 77 levels, both in the hope to escape and to also find out who the elusive Shadow Boy in this dimension is. Samsara is releasing on Xbox One on the 7th of February. The Dark Side Detective is best seen as a comedy take on the brilliant X-Files. Playing as Francis McQueen, the Dark Side Detective, you're the only Dark Side Detective in Twin Lake City. This city is like no other, with evil lurking around every corner, sometimes even in plain sight, but the residents here are just too dumb to notice absolutely anything. This spooky pixelated adventure game is now playable on the go when Darkest Detective releases on Nintendo Switch on the 7th of February. Aegis Defenders is a platformer meets tower defense set in an absolutely stunning hand-painted pixel world of Elan. Taking control of a group of ruin hunters, you must venture further into this intriguing world in search for both lost ruins and answers behind the Dark Empire. All levels start as a classic platforming stage, full of puzzles to solve and enemies to defeat, but the real tension builds upon the discovery of ancient ruins, where Aegis Defenders becomes a tower defense game, pitting you against waves of enemies, all in the hope to protect your precious treasure. Aegis Defenders is coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 8th of February. Little Triangle is an all-out fun-to-play party game that even features a mini Battle Royale mode. Controlling a rather cute triangle, the main mechanic is to jump and double jump, which must be used to reach the end of the short platforming levels. But to really inject some fun into Little Triangle, you can invite up to 3 friends to join you in a wide selection of party games or the trending Battle Royale mode. This free-for-all game mode challenges you to utilise the basic jump mechanics with different environmental hazards and unique power-ups. Little Triangle is releasing on Xbox One on the 8th of February. Challenging platformer Die looks to be one of those bloody frustrating skill-based games that requires an obscene amount of skill. Now, by saying frustrating, we don't mean bad. Instead, a game that will push you to the limits and make you ask the question, can I really break this controller? After Hugh's world has been turned into a boring black and white by the nefarious Necrolites, you must help Hugh jump, wall jump and float their way through the challenging levels, all in the aim to collect colour pigments and restore colour to their home world. Die is releasing on Xbox One on the 8th of February. Although Pinstripe may carry a charming art style, it's actually a dark and emotional adventure game through the depths of hell. Playing as Teddy, you must venture further into the frozen underworld in search for your daughter Bo and her perverse kidnapper. While on this dark adventure, Teddy will need to overcome various puzzles and defeat various enemies, all while confronting his own demonic nemesis, Mr. Pinstripe. Pinstripe is a thought-provoking adventure game that is fueled along with a brilliant soundtrack. What's even more impressive that everything about Pinstripe was created by just one person, Thomas Brush. This one-man made game took 5 years to develop and can be played from the 8th of February when Pinstripe releases on Xbox One. Pinstripe is releasing on PS4 next week.
Wake up, Daddy. You're sleepwalking again.
Aperion Cyberstorm is a simplistic but stylish looking 2D shmup that offers 3 tasty game modes for you to get involved with. First off, there's the campaign, which can be played solo or with a friend and sees you battling your way through 200 different stages. Secondly, there's the Versus mode, allowing you to pit yourself against 4 other friends and see who can come out on top. Finally, there's the Onslaught mode, which again can be played alone or with a friend and sees you defending objectives against waves of enemies in bullet hell inspired gameplay. Aperion Cyberstorm is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 8th of February.
You know what they call it?
Atomic Run Gun Jump Gun is a seriously challenging 2D platformer with one of the most basic control sets you'll ever see. The game gives players just 2 firing options, firing ahead of you and below you, and with firing below you providing you with some much needed additional height, you'll need to swiftly switch between the 2 to overcome the endless onslaught that the game continuously throws at you. Atomic Run Gun Jump Gun is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 8th of February. The final indie game hitting consoles this week is Bleed 2. Following the events of the first game, Bleed, Rin is the last remaining hero. So when an evil force decides to invade her home world, she is the last line of defense. But this offers Rin with an opportunity to finally prove that she is the greatest hero of all time. Bleed 2 takes all the action that we love from the original game, air dodging, bullet reflecting and over the top size bosses, and delivers it with even more punch. With 7 challenging levels to play through and 25 bosses to overcome, Bleed 2 won't be a simple open and close game. Bleed 2 is releasing on Xbox One on the 9th of February. That wraps up another week of indie games releasing on your consoles. As always, let us know if you're looking forward to playing any of these games in the comments below. And to keep up to date with more indie game news, or maybe even see what we've been playing as a team recently, why not check out the Indie Credible podcast? Or to see our recommendations for February's indie games to look out for, why not check out February's hot list? And for more indie games, head on over to indie-credible.com.